Hi, I'm Fred Peterson with the Home Team OC, and my partner Lori and I often get questions from homeowners here in the Saddleback Valley and throughout Orange County about is now a good time to sell? Well, as with any question, there's no simple one-size-fits-all answer. There has to be other questions that need to be asked. And so the questions that I would ask of you is, what are your circumstances and what are your goals? What we find is there's two primary circumstances of home sellers. The first kind, unfortunately, in today's market, and it's October of 2011 as I speak, in today's market we see that a substantial number of people that are selling are doing so because they have to. They're upside down on their mortgage, they have negative equity, the property is worth less than they owe on it, and maybe they're substantially behind in their mortgage. The second kind of home seller is the one that has equity and is wondering whether now is a good time to sell or not. Let's talk about the first, the negative equity, to begin with. What we know is this: when people fall 90 days behind in their mortgage payments, there is about a 90% chance that they're not going to be able to make it up, that the bank will not renegotiate the loan. And as a result, the homeowner, unfortunately, will most likely lose the house. Now, there's two ways that that house could be lost. The first and the most negative way is to go through a public foreclosure. That will impact the homeowner's credit for a while, and psychologically it's a devastating thing to go through. The second kind is still negative, but it is far less negative, and that's going through a short sale. Whereas you work with a qualified realtor who understands the short sale process, who negotiates with your bank on your behalf to allow for the bank to allow you to accept a sale at today's market rate, at today's market prices, and the bank takes less than what's owed on it. Yes, it impacts the credit negatively, but not nearly so much as a foreclosure will. As a matter of fact, we're hearing from lenders right now that after 2 to 3 years, when people get their credit back in order, they can purchase a home again. So if you find yourself in the situation of being upside down, it would be good to give us a call and let us talk with you about your strategy and give you alternatives. Now, in the event that you have equity in your home and are thinking about selling, there's really two types of sales there too. One is one where there's been a transfer, there's been a death in the family, and the sale has to take place. Well, the question isn't, do you want to sell? The question is, how are you going to sell, and who's going to represent you? So let's take that one and put it aside and talk about if you have equity and you're considering selling. The question that I would ask you is, what's your end game? What is it that you want to accomplish? Are you thinking about taking the equity you have in this house, even though it's less equity than it might have been 5 years ago, but buying another property? The thing that I would remind you of is that property you might be thinking about buying also is worth less than it was 5 years ago. And as a result, instead of thinking about I've lost money on my home, think about it's just a paper transfer from the home you have into the home that you would like to have. I'm Fred Peterson with the Home Team OC, and I would love to speak with you about your situation and to provide you with information so that you can make an informed decision about what to do with your home if you're thinking about selling. Please give us a call.